What's going on, Terrors? It's your boys from the hosts. We got new hosts today. This is kind of random. This feels weird, right? Host of DigiPod, the digital podcast, hosting from your boys, Dan and Gino. There's no Varney today. There's no Mike. There's only two people in the DGU that actually love Digimon and love playing the card game. And that is Dan and Gino today. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Man, it feels weird to not have Varney or Mike. I'm everyone's favorite, not Mike. I know that. But yeah, happy to be on the pod today. Got some cool stuff to talk about.
Now you're the second best. You're up there now. Now you're you're not the third fiddle, which is Mike's spot, right? That's always the Mike spot. Who can be the third person? You're now not the third wheel, but you're the main wheel, if that makes sense. You're the passenger of the bus ride now, not just like the front seat. Let me rephrase.
All right, I don't got to sit in the back anymore.
Exactly.
Or sit in the middle, right? In the middle of the back. That's the worst.
Oh, that's even worse. That's terrible. But off the rip, we already know we got locals, and this time again, because we got two people that play Digimon on a regular to talk about locals. How was your locals experience, Gino?
Well, dear viewer, Dan and I went to two locals this week instead of our usual.
Yes, we did.
Just one local. We tried this new shop. It's a really cute little shop in a nice little town. The drive was really chill. So we'll talk about that one first, since we went to that one first. That one was on Thursday, and our usual locals is on Sunday. So that one, I think me and Dan wanted to sort of let the people know. So we both played some pretty good decks.
Yeah.
I'll let. I guess I have to tell you what Dan played because I played him round one somehow.
Of course, we go somewhere different in round one. Immediately, we play each other.
It never fails. So really, the finals was round one. No, but I'm just messing around. I ended up playing a Diaboromon. I had been wanting to play a Diaboromon in locals for a while now, and the reason why I didn't is because there's another guy at the shop who really likes to play it, and I'm like, I do not want to play in a Diaboromon mirror. That sounds like Jarrell played at Diaboromon.
He played it, I think, once, right?
Yeah, but it happened to be the same week that I was going to play it, and I'm like, an Diaboromon mirror sounds like the worst thing ever. So I don't want to play that, and so I played something else that night. But I finally got to play a Diaboromon. Pretty fun. I like the deck a lot. It's pretty strong too. It's just, the thing is, it's a clock deck, so you're not winning until turn 4, no matter what. You have to set up core, and usually by the time you get to the point where you've used all of your Negamons, you have the core and you have an Diaboromon in hand. If you don't, you're kind of screwed. But most of the time, you do a lot of drawing, you do a lot of searching. You usually get it by that time. And so that's what I played. I played a Diaboromon. It was pretty fun. Game 1, we played against Dan. Dan was playing Diaboromon. I think Dan had a couple of misplays. Maybe he can talk about it in his locals recap. But I ended up getting that one over him 2-1. The game he won, he just rushed me down with 100 tokens that all had rush. And I was basically at a point where, sure, I could have raised core, but I'd only get to kill his lowest on board, which he smartly dropped a rookie to prevent that from happening. Prevent me from wiping his tokens and all his Diaboromons, right? Because they're all 6s.
Yeah, that's the downside with that, is that your tokens are 6s, your Diaboromons are 6s. So if that were to happen, it boards wipe everything. And if you have no protection, you can't just kill token instead and save the stack. Which I think in one or two instances that actually happened. I didn't have no protection. So I was trying to play around that from happening by playing the Caramons.
I remember game 3 specifically. I did end up getting it, but there was a point where Dan's like, dang, I guess I just lose here. But what he didn't realize is that I didn't have enough bodies in trash for me to get the double pop. I could only pop one time.
Yeah.
So either way, I was able to still collision and kill. At this point, he had an Armageddon on board and maybe a couple tokens or something. I'd already wiped Diaboro, I think. And it was just man, I really want to win this turn, but I just can't. Basically, Medieval Gallantmon did a ton of work in that matchup because Dan needs to play things by effects to do his stuff, and I can either lock down his main attacker, which is really good, or straight up remove it if he doesn't have protection. Obviously, if Medieval's on the board, he's going to build a stack of protection, but sometimes it's not always possible. It depends on what you draw into, right? But we ended up getting that one 2-1. Then I played round 2. I played against a guy who I think is pretty new to the game. He was playing a deck that he borrowed from the shop owner. He was playing Digimon, and he didn't really know how it worked or how triggers worked. I had to keep reminding him to draw on Digivolve. I had to remind him, hey, you can't use a purple option because you don't have any purple source in play right now. Like I would wipe his board or something, or he would die in security, and then he'd go, okay, I'll end turn on purple memory boost. I'm like, buddy, you got nothing on board. You can't just play that. So learning experience for him, easy W for me. And then the last round I played against Galaxy, and he was playing the more toolbox version. So he was playing Huang Kun's, Hexablau, and Mirage, as well as obviously the new stuff. And that was a pretty fun back and forth. I did end up getting that one 2-0. I don't think he's ever played against my deck before. It was really funny. I had a moment where I get into, it was like game 1. And I get into Abaddon core. I put it in the raising area. I put it down. I go, okay, Abaddon effect. Put the core in the raising area, and I go, okay, pass turn. And he raises, and I go, wait a sec. Do you know what this card does? And he goes, no. And I was like, I took my card off the board and I handed it to him. I said, you should read this because it may affect everything you do this turn. So he read it. He's looking at it, and he reads it. And there's a lot of text on that card. It's got like 5 keywords. And he goes, oh, it does everything. And I'm like, yep, kinda.
Keywords too, baby.
Yep. I think it is the card with the most keywords in the game right now.
Yeah, because it passes Examon.
Yeah. So that was just at least flat on the card, right? I'm sure you could build something silly with inherits and stuff, but whatever. But I ended up getting that one 2-0 as well. Basically, the deck is just set up the core, and if they don't have a way to out core after it comes out, they're in trouble. One of the big things that you need to know about playing the Abaddon deck is you don't always need to use core's opponent's turn effect. A lot of the time, it's better to just leave your Negamons in the trash so that you can assemble another Abaddon later. So you can set up another core in the raising. So basically, you should only ever really use the Negamons if you really need to remove something or you're about to lose. Because it lets you, like, yeah, you don't get your reductions anymore, but as long as you draw another Abaddon, you can keep putting a core in the raising, and the deck's really strong that way. Again, it's just really slow. So against really fast decks, it's like, what do you do really? But a lot of people underestimate how strong core is. It's like, oh, cool, I'm swinging at like 16k. It's like, cool, block it 18. Like, people really underestimate just how strong the core is going to be when it comes out. So yeah, it's a bit of a newbie record deck. Like if you don't know what the deck does or what some of the cards do, it's gonna take you for a ride.
Yeah, it's definitely a check for sure.
Yeah,
it's a skill check.
I almost played Eaters. I wanted to play Eaters, but I decided against it, and I passed on Eaters. Do you want to talk about that, Locals, or should I hop into the second one first?
Yeah, I could talk about it real quick.
Go for it.
So I played Diaboromon. I've been labbing Diaboromon. I made the changes I think I talked about doing in the last pod when it came to the deck. I remember. Hated the changes. Not that I hate it. It was just one specific hate I don't like, which is I'm so torn on the Infamon ratios because I went from 4 of the free Evo by popping a token down to 3, and then I brought the Infamon, the new Infamon, the CS one, up to 3. And I hated it at 3. I hated it at 2 because I didn't see enough when I needed it. But then at 3, it felt like I saw way too much. And so I think now my next step is put that to 2 and bring the EX8, I think it is, or 7, whatever it is. 6.
EX6, I think, yeah.
EX6 up because I feel that the digital on that body is really strong, potentially. And I don't know, like the inherit was cool. The protection is cool, but it's so niche in the sense of DP protection. All right, what's DP negging like crazy in today's game? There's only one main deck. Unfortunately, I ran into that deck with Diaboromon quite a bit of times that maybe be like, all right, we got to bring this up to 3. But at the same time, it's like when you look at the landscape of the game and current meta, yes, it's decks like Shine Greymon, right? But Shine Greymon, it's not really as relevant. Alphamon or Yukin and Royal Knights, sure, it nags. But like, do I care enough to put that as a 3 of in the deck? I don't know, you know, and that's where I'm getting at, because I feel the inheritable of being able to de-digital off when you play a token is so important, and especially if you're not consistently killing your own token somehow, and to play another one to get like, you know, an effect popping off, that's just an easy de-digital off, and that's just sometimes in certain situations if you're playing against a deck that's like going up, and their own effects force them to play an effect. Great. Now I can go play token, de-digital off. If that was your only 5 or 6 at that moment, you might be effed. And I would rather take that over the chances of me losing a token to play another token, potentially get an effect on top of the body, which will be only like CS Diaboro or the Ace, right? Because it doesn't necessarily do anything for EX6, and especially when you have that as your main Diaboromon, which currently that's my ratio as a 3 of. And then again, I felt like I was missing CS Diaboromon being at 2 of, but it's not that bad. I don't think that's that bad because I think EX6 Diaboromon is that good that it doesn't matter. And so like I don't mind those ratios right now at the 3-2-2 split I have currently of my Diaboromons. So and I was trying the Z Millenniumon that's been kind of talked about. I was like, let's see what this is about.
That messed me up. That definitely got you the game. The game that you did win against me, I was like, I can't do anything against this Z effect because you were putting my core back on top of my deck, so I couldn't.
Exactly.
And then I remember you did it the turn that you really popped off. You did the Evo and you had enough memory to also attack, so you put my core 2 cards down, which really hurt. Like if I would have drew it, I would have been fine. But yeah.
So because cool thing about is Zed, it's double removal when you activate effect, because if your opponent has multiple Digimon and if it's mid to late game, you top deck a card from their trash and then you bottom deck a Digimon on board. So I was able to do that. So I on Evo for 6, whatever effect, put something on the top of the deck to bottom deck something, and then overclock, because you can overclock with just tokens as well. Doesn't have to be composite. And so that's what the cool thing about the Zed. And then that's not a 1 turn thing. If they don't deal with it next turn, guess what? You swing again, you know, same effect, overclock again. That's 2 swings again. So it's potential, you know, game sealer, I guess you could say, especially in certain situations.
And by late game, it's not hard for you to go to 6 because all your errata setup and stuff, like,
exactly.
Or like if you banked a memory boost or something. So like, it's actually pretty strong late game.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And that's why I was really liking it 4, especially. So matchups, again, played against a Battlemon. I haven't played a Battlemon in a while, and I think that's what threw me off, because I was like, not remembering how certain things worked for the deck. And so game 1, I was trying to, because I know what it does. I know the general premise of the deck, right? So I'm like, all right, I need to try to win as fast as possible. And so I was trying to get there, just swing as much as possible, get the token swing, get certain things going. I had sometimes like awkward stacks in the sense of I didn't have to rush, or I didn't have protection or something like that, or I don't remember fully, or I had to pass turn with a rush, which sucks because I didn't have like erratas or something. I don't remember what it was, but I remember being like, oh damn, I can't do much with it. And then I knew you can deal with the stack sometimes. So I was like, all right, we gotta try to, you know, win as fast as possible. You play something, finding out, you know, when you we both found out the Soundbird or the Eismon, whichever one, it's an on play when you grab the Negamon from the source. So I was like, oh wait, that's an on play. Wait a minute. We create token, we will de-digivolve, and because you go from 4 to 2, we can erase something on board. So that was actually pretty good. And it was actually kind of clutch for me. So anytime he did that and I saw that the opportunity to take it, I did take it. And it actually helped quite a bit. So I think it was game 1 I won, right?
I think so. It was either game 1 or game 2. It was one of them.
Yeah. And ended up winning game 1. Game 2 was pretty back and forth, but Medieval got me. And then it was hard for me to recoup because the issue is with the deck you're playing, you're able to get a bunch of smaller bodies with a Medieval. So now my CS Diaboromon is not popping that, and then that caused issues for me.
There's also I run both. Obviously, I run Raremon, but I also run the Cyberdramon Ace, and D-Digivolve is really strong against Diaboro. So a lot of the time, I would be able to D-Digivolve Diaboro before I dealt with it, and that was like pretty problematic.
For sure, but I don't think you ever got to you never played Cyberdramon Ace though.
I don't think I ever had to. I know I got one off with the rare, but I don't think I ever needed to Cyberdramon yet.
It was rare, but it wasn't Cyberdramon Ace. I would remember trying like, oh yeah, let me try to like get that ace out or something, for overflow. But yeah, and then Medieval came down, and then the Diaboromon core came out, and that was basically it. Like I couldn't rebuild fast enough. And then I remember now. Game 2 was my the first misplay. You D-Digivolve a Diaboromon, I think it was, when I had Diabor Ace in my hand, and you collisioned with it, and I forgot I had the ace in hand. That's right. I remember that. I immediately scooped up the stack, and I looked at my hand. I was like, oh, I have ace in my hand. What am I doing? Because your Eismon was stronger than Inframon, because Inframon is 7k, I believe it is, and yours 8k. So I was like, oh, I just Diabor Ace. It crashes. We get a token. We kill whatever the other thing is, and I'm good to go. And then whatever happens after that happens. That would have been the correct way to play it out. I remember being like, this Inframon's dead. I'm screwed, and then just like, well, time to go by. And then literally right after, I like went like this, grabbed the card, put it to the trash. I saw, I knew I had ace in my hand. Why didn't I just do ace?
What's funny is like I was trying to bait the ace because I had a D-Digivolve in my hand, either a rare or a Cyberdramon or something. I was trying to bait it out because the previous turn you had just hard slammed Infer, and I'm like, oh, he's baiting ace right now. And then you just didn't do it. So I was like,
something like that. I was like, I don't remember what it was, but I was like, I didn't do what I should have done. Like, whatever your response was, doesn't matter at that point. It was like, that should have been the correct play of choice, not just dying just to die, Because then I get a token. Even if you D-Digivolve it, cool. I still get a token.
You still maintain some board.
That's all that matters. Yeah. And then that ended up causing a game because I fell way behind. And then game 3 was also misplay on my part of overthinking of what the core was going to do, because I had I didn't have like the greatest board state because you meet evil me. So I had Armageddon, a Diaboromon stack, and then a token. But again, I don't think I had like any Eratos or something like that. So I remember being like, I have a very awkward board situation, and you decide to do core, I'm effed. And so I decided not to swing or something like that. I don't remember. And
yeah, because you wanted to stay upright for blocker, but I don't think you realized I was collision and piercing anyway. Because that was the game you slammed Armageddon, I think.
Yeah, because that was the only game I got Armageddon out. Actually, yeah, because I got the popped a token or a stack, whatever it was, and grabbed it. I think I killed my own stack for that Armageddon, which then got me a token. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think so. You slammed it for 3.
Because I was trying to do, I don't remember. I was trying to do something. I was like, I might as well do this and something like that. Again, I probably should have swung with the stack first and then do something. Again, I don't remember the situation right now because now at this point it's like, that was Thursday. We're recording this Monday like 4 or 5 days ago now. And so I just remember like not being afraid to swing because I thought core was coming out, and core came out right at that moment. My board state was effed. And then we had talked about after, he was like, yeah, you were going to swing out. If you were able to swing out, you were going to be able to swing out because I wasn't going to raise until it was my turn anyways. I was like, damn. Because I could have maybe dealt with whatever else was on board too, I think.
Yeah, I think you slammed Armageddon to try and clear some of my bodies because I would have had, I think, enough swings for game that turn if you didn't.
Something. I don't remember what it was anymore. But yeah, something like that. So I'm losing, and then round 2 and 3 to me it was just like whatever, because the store is new. I don't know if these players are new, but they're a little bit more on the casual side, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely got that impression as well.
The one dude I played against was playing Adventure. And Adventure, he was actually not bad with it, I would say. But I could tell he's never played Diaboromon. And so he was trying to do Adventure things. And he almost actually got me game one. I ain't gonna lie. He almost got me. But again, I could tell it's casual / never played against Diaboromon because he just fell for the traps. Like Diaboromon sometimes is, you can go aggro and just swing out, go for game at times if you get the tokens generation going. But the deck is sometimes also about setting up a trap and watching your opponent fall for it. And so he fell for every single trap I had. Mind you, I had like Diaboromon, EX6 Diaboromon with the DigiGuard underneath. I have a potential ace threat, I think it was. I had opponent's turn Caramon on board. I had a lot of stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. So he would do something. He would evo into like a 4 or 5. I was like, all right, cool. We'll go Caramon effect. Evo into Infamon. Digivolve. And then he would go, all right, cool. We'll swing. Ace time. You know, as he kept doing everything to just persuade him from not doing anything. But he almost got through the combos. I'm not gonna lie, he almost did. Lilymon was clutch for him because Lilymon suspends everything that's 5k or lower. Diaboromon tokens are 3k, so he's spending everything like twice in one game. I was like, all right, it's getting annoying. Let's do some Marauder redirections now. Like I had everything against him. And so I ended up getting game one. Game two, it was just like CS Diaboromon Alliance, 2 checks multiple times, and that was game basically. Then round three, I played against someone playing Fish. Again, more on the casual side. This isn't like optimized Fish. This is like almost pure Sango Ryugu, but with like poor man's version, I guess you could say, because he was running like the newer Zhangpeng, which is not that good. It's okay, but like
the unsuspend sec +1.
Yeah. He's not even running like the good Zhangpeng. He's running the lesser of the Huang Kuns when it comes to Fish. So it's the one that can't be killed as a blocker, yada yada, can't be redirected as an inheritable. Stuff like that. With like 1, maybe 2 Airymon. Doesn't have the old, or no, he did have the old Yao. But like his ratios was like all over the place. No trainings. I think it was like 1 or 2 boos, 2 scrambles, something like that. And so I get Diaboromon combos going, and then at one point he goes, all right, I'm acting my scramble, and because I had the double lock, so I have a Diaboromon plus EX6 plus I think it was Ace or CS. It didn't matter which one. And I'm like, before you activate a scramble, I need you to read these cards before you decide to make that play, because you have nothing on board right now. So this is gonna matter. So he goes and looks at it. He's like, at first he didn't understand, and then it clicked, and you saw like his face expression change when that happened. He was like, "Oh, okay," and he was like, "Oh." So what you're telling me is I'm effed. I was like, essentially. So
the Diaboro lock is real.
Play? Yeah. So I was like, do you want to play that Digimon? He was like, I'm just going to do the first part, which is to put the card on top, and that's it. I was like, okay. You still lose next turn regardless, but you don't just auto die right here. Like, because my board state I had a rush in my inheritable. I had like a couple tokens. Like, it didn't matter what he did that turn really, because his board is cleared. And then I won that game. And then game 2, same thing happened. It was over. Won that, got second place. Realistically, I'm the winner from this one because we both got packs, and I pulled us all our Omni. So that was pretty cool. As an Omni player, always great to get another one of those. So I was happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. And then on it's always cool to win packs too. Our usual shop doesn't do pack wins, they just do the promos. I still don't have a playset of all the promos though, so I do still need to get those. That's neither here nor there. But then on Sunday we had our usual locals, and for this one I decided to play Chimeramon. big DM enjoyer. At some point, that DM, my version 4 deck profile should be on the channel at some point, whenever that gets sorted out. But I decided to play Chimeramon because I was like, man, Chimeramon seems really strong. It has a really strong late game, which version 4 kind of doesn't have. Version 4 has like a stronger early game, and then you just kind of play blocker defensive-y until you can pop off. Whereas Chimera is just like, go get him. So I wanted to try Chimera, and I was happy to because every DM deck I've played so far is really fun. And the one thing that I learned from playing Chimera is that, holy crap, Vademon is insane. The new BT22 Vademon, I'm taking this Chimera deck apart and I'm just building a version 2 deck because this card is wild. Being able to get D-Digi and Tamer Bounce every turn, or small Digimon if you want, but the Tamer Bounce, crazy. Very, very strong. But we had a very weird locals where there were 2 ties. So basically everybody played the same person twice. It was very confusing. So
because round 2 had a tie. I think there was ended up having 3 rematches.
I think,
which is crazy.
I think 2 people tied round 2, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
But I guess with how many there were of us, obviously 2 people get a tie. But so round 1 I played against Dinos, and round 3 I played against Dinos. I won both of those. 2-0 for the first one, 2-1 for the second one. So I was playing Chimeramon, and basically I remember game 1 I had he was able to build both a Master Tyranno and a Dinomon stack. So so they both have Fortitudes live. I drop Chimeramon on him, keep turn because I had Analog Man out. Pop both. He Fortitudes both back, kills my Chimera. And I just slam another and pop both again. Yeah. It's so dirty. And the secret tech, I don't think it's that secret, but my go-to spice right now is the promo Gallantmon, because you play that, kill your own Chimera, and it's usually free by late game. So you just play another Chimera for 3. Really strong. Lets you get another couple checks out of nowhere. Obviously, we all know Promo Gallant is insane. And Chimeramon really takes advantage of that because he's always going to be huge. If you have every color, he's 16 minimum, sometimes more if you have like the Greymon Inherit. But Chimeramon, super fun. I kind of rushed Dino. Game 1 against Dinos, I hit him with the Promo Gallant for game, and he's like, I hate you. And then game 2, basically he never got D-Digi protection when he needed it, and so I just dealt with his stacks really easily with Vademon. I would just D-Digi and then raid into him and stuff. Really strong. I love all the crazy different effects you can get in that deck because you run like basically a 1 of every 4. So at any point in time, you could have any effect, and it's kind of fun. And then round 2, I played against Dan, who got the W. Dan was sweating hard playing some Omnimon. God, that deck is insane.
Sure is.
After I came back from locals, I started brainstorming. I'm like, I need to find a way around this deck because I feel like this is going to be the meta boogeyman for a while, and I don't think they're going to hit anything in it because it's too soon. You know what I mean? Like they said that they're basing all of their hits off of like the previous couple of big tournaments and stuff, right? So I don't think they're going to hit anything in Omnimon, and Omnimon is crazy strong. It's definitely been my boogeyman lately. It's what I've been getting bodied by every week. So my version 2 deck that I've built is specially tailored to deal with Omnimon. I want to see if it does anything. Probably play that next week, but I got a couple techs in there that shut down Omnimon. So but anyway, Omnimon, incredibly strong deck. I think Dan turn 2'd me game 1, and then game 2 Dan had the usual didn't find a rookie because there was 4 of them in his security.
Yeah,
it was actually,
that was a crazy one.
It was actually really funny because I got Vademon early and he kept playing Matt and Ty, which I just kept bouncing to his hand. I just kept doing that.
The funniest part, legit, like, you don't understand, my hand was legitimately like all 6s, Omnis, and the Tamers. That was it. So I was just like, my only play is this anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, he's like, all right, play Tamer. I'm like, okay, bounce Tamer. Next turn, play 2 Tamers. Okay, bounce Tamer. And Basically, yeah. It was pretty funny. And then game 3, it was kind of back and forth. Or one of them was really back and forth, but I ended up hitting like 2 Marays out of security, and you hit any tamer out of security for Omnimon and you've basically lost, unfortunately. You got to either OTK them or just like really rush them down and hope you don't give them all the resources, because you run probably 9 tamers or something like that on top of a bunch of Mega Knights. There's just so much value to come out of security that it's like, it really sucks hitting into security and not being able to also take game that turn. So, Dan clapped me up the 2 other games. And then game 3, again, I played against Dinos. He ended up getting me game 1 because I didn't really have good answers to his stuff. He had digi protection this time. But then I got games 2 and 3 with relative ease. Chimeramon Gober, basically. Really strong card, really fun card. I ended up getting 3rd after, tiebreakers and everything was counted out, but I went 2-1. How about you, Dan?
Anyways, so locals, for me, like Gino mentioned, I was playing Omnimon. Funny story. The reason why I decided to play Omnimon, because last week everybody and their mother seemed to want to play Omnimon, and so I talked about it. I got clapped by Omnimon, and I was salty because I was like, "Yo, this is not even like how it's supposed to happen." Because no, so this week I was like, you know what? Let me show these people who the real. Let me show up and show out. Show them who the real Omnimon player is at our locals and dominate with it. And so that's why I proceeded to
is real.
Yeah, for sure. And so I did. As Gino mentioned, I have won the tournament with it. I took basically almost verbatim what our boys Cliff's list, outside a couple of changes here and there, just because I didn't have 3 Alter S's and some other things. But it went pretty well, honestly. I really like it a lot, the list. I can see a couple changes here and there just because I know that specific floodgate is running around, is going to be running around. So like you need cheaper outs. Your cheaper out would be the secret rare Greymon. And so it's just a matter of how do you fit that in this 50 card pile where you have 4 Nokias, 4 Mirays, anywhere between 3 to 5 Tie and Mats. The reason why I say 3 to 5 because you're going to be running some number of the BT17 and the EX9 version if you're running that version, which you should be. And with all the space you have now, if you're playing like the black base or the Sumimons, you're going to want to run more of the black Agu and Gob rookies because that's an easy Evo into them. Plus, they're decent searches now. They feel a little bit more better than they did previously, I guess you could say. Because more names and stuff like that. Easier to draw because of Sumimon. So like even if you do see only like 1 card out of the 2, you can at least draw 1 off the Sumimon and at least get faster to the newer cards, if that makes sense. And then obviously you have the Gabu CS Searcher, which is fantastic for the deck. That card is amazing. That's the type of card the deck needed. Like basically Omnimon Searcher for anything with Omnimon in the name. Honestly, even if it didn't grab CS stuff, if it just said look top 3, grab 1 card with Omnimon in text, fantastic. You're running it regardless. No questions asked. Number 1 reason you can grab Miraculous and a way to search that card in that deck when that's arguably one of top 2 best cards in the deck. Man, oh man, it feels kind of crazy, honestly. And obviously because it is CS, there's so many CS cards in the deck that it just always feels like you're just net positive like 2 cards on it, right? You're always gonna grab 2. And so it's a very strong card. And if you have a black rookie plus Nokia plus Titan Mat, you can do the Ultra S loop, which is pretty cool. Not cool for your opponent, because that basically is game GG. So basic combo is you go to through Nokia, you raise a rookie, you play a rookie off of Nokia, get whatever effect you have on the on play. You then go Evo into one of them, doesn't matter, but you prefer to Evo over a black rookie first, and then you Evo the other. You gain the memory from the black rookie, then you tap your Titan Mat to gain 2, so that's +3. You're back to 0. You DNA to Ultra S, and then basically, if you have 2 Omnimons, that's game. You go Ultra S, swing, trash security, do 1 check, unsuspend, swing, do another check. End of attack, you spit out the 2 6s, put them in security, you DNA again, swing, trash, unsuspend, swing, go for game, right? That's the gist of the combo at 5, which is kind of crazy. And honestly, because of if you have 2 Ultra S's, GG, no read, right? You have no way to interact with that basically, because it's just it's just by Digimon effects. Not just by Digimon effects. Let me rephrase. Opponent's effects for that turn. After the next turn, if you can go for game that turn, right? Like, it don't matter. And so it's kind of like the crazy thing about it. You can do it with as long as it's 1 Ultra S in your hand first, and then you go to any Omni. It's the same thing. Just a bit more riskier. Just God forbid there's a security bomb, you hit security or something, you know. But in today's world, chances of it happening slim to none. There's only a few decks that's like that. But anyways, round 1, I played against. What did I play against in round 1? I played against Dinos. That's what it was. I won that one 2-0. Really doesn't matter what Dinos does, because even if he got into Diaboromon, you just bottom deck him. Like, 42 only matters on deletion. So, like, all right, cool. I'll just bomb deck you. Your DigiPod protection, great. Bomb deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. But like, I think the games that we played, he didn't even get to Dino. I don't remember correctly. He got to like Metal Tyrannomon, and then the protection is Digivolve protection and bounce. Is that what it is?
Return to hand or deck, I think.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll go CS Omni anyways. Sure, you can't get bomb deck, but we're going to swing and pop anyways. GG's. You know what I'm saying? That was basically it. Like, he had no board advantage at all, really. I think he even medieval one time. I was like, that's cool. You know, like, it didn't matter as much just because like the board situation.
That CS Omni is so crazy. Just being able to have the swing without having Matt and Ty set up is just really strong.
Yes. That's what's great about it. That's why like you can run a more CS centric and not to worry about it because of that Omni, because you're allowed to do it. And pretty good, especially if you don't see your Ultra S. I think obviously it's the second best Omnimon in the game right now within the confines of that type of deck. Omni X, different beast of its own. Pretty good card. And so yeah, so round 2, play against Gino, like you mentioned. He basically talked about the game. I think one of the games I won, I did the Ultra S combo, and it was just GG's. He did get me a game 2, because I was not expecting the promo Gallimon. The promo Gallimon got me by surprise. I was like, ain't no way this really happened, but it happened. I think he popped a Omni Ace. I don't remember. I know you popped because I went into Omni Ace and you were like, gotcha.
I had to use because you used Omni Ace, killed my Chimera, and then I played another Chimera, and you're like, wait, I don't think you get to pop whites. And I'm like, no, if I have every color, I pop one of everything.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yep. And then you ended up swinging, and you went. Didn't matter how much of trash promo Gallon go for game at that point. That's what it was. Yeah. And then game 3, I think you were a bit slow at the box. And then I had pretty early turn going into Omni, and that was legit just game at that point.
A lot of decks, you can just put CS Omni on board and they can't deal with it for a turn. Then you just win, basically.
Yeah, because like, let's say you go perfect hand, perfect start, turn one. Let's say you go turn one, Agu, whatever, play Nokia or even Mirai. Doesn't matter. Mirai is even better. Let's say you need more perfect. Play Mirai, give him a 3, pass back turn. You go raise Agu, Mirai, start a main effect, play Nokia, effect, play your other one, DNA, swing unsuspend. Right, that's 3. There's 2 checks done. If you're passing turn, which you most likely are, because you're probably going to be at like 1 or 2 in memory anyways. If you do that, and then it goes, can you deal with a CS Omni at turn 2 or 3? If you can, like legit, the following turn you swing trash 1 unsuspend, swing again. That you're at 0 security with a potential chance of going for game at that point. It's hard for a lot of decks to deal with sometimes. Good thing with DM has a lot of it feels random when you look at the way the card is, the decks are, but like it's not random in tangent how they work together. But they have a lot of different things you could do to slow down the game of your opponent's turn. So if I were to do that, if he has a monochrome on, all right, there's the out to the Omni. Maybe instead of that, go Kuwagamon or commentary suspend and you can't unsuspend. You can do other stuff like that, and then set your own board up, because then maybe now they can't win that turn, which is possible, and then who knows what happens after that. Sometimes all you need is that 1 extra turn in Digimon, and you can do whatever you need to set up and potentially do what you need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was not the case for game 3, I feel like, and it was just instant game at that point. Round 3, I had the mirror. It was a good mirror because this is the one I lost to last week, where I had complete bricks, could not play the game at all, and he went full Omni combos. And so this time around, I won 2-0 in the mirror. He not that he was slow out the box, because this man had 4 Nokias offered, because he was playing the white Nokias as well. And so, but he didn't have like many plays off of them. But I didn't have Omni, or he didn't have like one of the megas. And so he was like evoing into them, but not doing anything with them. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just keep chipping them away. And so that's exactly what happened.
He's playing poor man's Omni too. He doesn't have any Alter S's in his deck, so he's playing all the other Omnis. I mean, not that makes it a bad deck or anything, but like missing that key piece is gonna hurt you in the mirror for sure.
For sure. Yep. And I have Alter S and he doesn't. That was legit. I think I didn't even use Alter S, but having Alter S matters. And also my deck being more fleshed out, more complete, also matters too. I have more consistency, I think. He's running like BT17, Agu and Gabus, which you need tie or mat for, and like the Gabu specifically, he doesn't have tie and mat in his deck, and that kind of hurts. You get the end of turn DNA as inheritable, sure, but like free draw is a free draw, like and if you can't get that, kind of hurts, I think. He does have a cool little niche combo that can pop up every once in a while, which is basically evoing into War Greymon for 3, potentially less because of the white Nokias. It was whatever. And then game 2, Alter S is what mattered. He had War Grey set up for miraculous play, and like if I pop it, he would go into Omni. I was like, cool, we'll go Alter S. You can't deal with this now. And I am bigger because I have 2 or 3 Nokias on board, which means my Alter S was like 17 to his 1 Nokia, so I was always stronger, even when he went to CS Omni, which he did do that. He attempted bottom deck, doesn't happen. I swing, he blocked, didn't matter. And then I got game because it was still my turn regardless. I killed his rookies or whatever it was. No, you don't really decode. I think you might decode when you weren't supposed to decode. But played them anyways because I was like, I'm gonna go for game, and that's exactly what happened. Then I got it 2-0. And then I'm put away Omni for locals at least. I did my thing, and just a proof point, and ended up winning the tournament.
Toxic.
I know, right? So putting Omni away, I will be play testing Omni myself if I go to Nats, because that feels like a top dog type of deck. All depends on what happens in this ban list. I know people are calling it already, but I don't see Alteres getting hit.
No, if they're gonna hit a card, they'd probably hit Miraculous, right? I mean,
something that's older, right? But at the same time, I just don't think they're going to touch the deck, because
I don't think so either.
Hasn't been that good until now, and if Bandai is like looping is an issue, maybe they'll touch Alteres, because you do technically you can, like, it's not like necessarily a loop, but like if you have two Omnis in hand, that's game basically. If you have two Alteresses, your opponent can't do anything.
And there's that Melga Guru, the gas deck they're calling it, the Guru Alteres deck. That's basically a loop deck that you get to always keep turn. So I don't know. I guess they could, but I don't foresee it happening. It's too soon, I feel like.
I don't think so either, but I guess we'll see what happens when it comes to that, and then we'll make our decision from that point if we decide to go Nats for LCQs. But yeah, that was locals talk. That was it for both of us. You didn't get the short version that normally happens, because Varney and Mike never goes to locals because they don't like playing Digimon anymore.
Listen, a Dan and Gino podcast is going to be 45 minutes of locals. A Varney Mike podcast is going to be 45 minutes about whether or not you can defeat a bear, talking about, anything else. I know sometimes that's what you come for, and it's fun, but man.
We got a legit Digimon today, But anyways, we're going to talk about our main topic of the day. Because of no Varney or Mike, we got, a little bit different with Gino. Gino loves talking about tier lists. And today we got a special one. This is based off of Card X podcast, talking about different animes and movies. And today we got a tier list for the animes and movies for our main topic today. Nothing like too Digimon card game related outside of locals. But let's start this up.
Let's do it. Basically I watched the Karn EX podcast, and I was like, man,
I totally said Karn X, didn't I? Karn EX. I'm sorry, Karn, if you heard this, I'm so sorry.
But I watched that podcast and I listened, and I got name dropped at least once, and I'm like, man, I wish I was in that podcast so I could talk about all my favorite Digimon stuff. Well, now I can. This is my podcast now.
Exactly.
But
this is the Dan and Gino show.
So I have on here every anime and every movie / OVA, including some of the shorts that they showed at the like the Toei film festivals. But here we go. We haven't really ranked these yet, but let's call S tier GOAT tier, right? Greatest of all time. And we'll just go through. I'll probably change the names of these tiers as we go. I forget what we did when we did the games list. But
I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But whatever, I'll fix it up as we go, and while Dan talks about it. But I have them in order here. So we'll start with the one that started Digimon as an animated franchise, and that is the original Digimon Adventure OVA. So this is the one where Tai and Kari, as very small children, first meet Greymon. Dan, what do you think of this film?
My issue is that a lot of this shit is just gonna be ghost status. This is ghost status.
It really is. It's so good. Funny enough, I think I actually prefer. We have Digimon the movie down here as well, which we'll get to. And because Dan insisted that we talk about Digimon the movie separate from the three pieces that are in it. I actually think I prefer the English version of this one a little better. I do like the somber tone because it's got like a different soundtrack in the Japanese. Different. But yeah, that's the thing that you'll find a lot with Digimon is that the Japanese versions are a little more somber, while the American versions are obviously geared a little more towards children.
It's more happier, more, I guess you could say like cooler per se, just because like that's the era we were when that came out.
Right. But this movie has some of the greatest American jokes in it, like
it's fantastic.
The one with the truck. The truck kills me every time. Exactly. Did you see that? Yeah. I was sleeping, but you're driving. So good, dude.
It's like so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so good, type of thing. You know,
it really is. But I really shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about that when we get to Digimon the movie. But this is a fantastic film, even in the original Japanese. Obviously, it sets the groundwork for adventure because this eventually ends up becoming the prequel. The children. I'll just say this now: there's going to be at least minor spoilers for everything we talk about here. We're probably not going to spoil like major, things that happen. But this sets the groundwork for adventure because the kids that see this happen essentially become the Digidestined in Adventure. Adventure, the anime, as opposed to just the OVA. But yeah, obviously it's the GOAT. Really good, a solid half-hour movie, 20 minutes, something like that. All the OVAs are around that size, and it's really good. I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said about it. We can move right on to the original Digimon Adventure series. Dan, what do you think about the original Digimon Adventure?
GOAT status, baby. I can't. 01, 02 to me are going to be always GOAT status. I mean, 01, let me rephrase. 02 probably a little lower for me, but GOAT status for sure. This is the original 8, original 7 if you want to talk about, prior to Kari popping in. Tai and Agumon, the GOATs. I love everything about it. I've seen 01 the most out of all seasons, honestly, because I've always done a rewatch on them. Whether it was by myself, whether it was with a partner or something, always loved showing this because I think it gives you the perfect idea of what Digimon is meant to be and what the partnerships, the cuteness of it, but also the rugged, the roughness, sometimes the more adult thought process, my Omnimon's coming to kill the world type shit, And so you have these tones everywhere from the lows to the highs, and I just think it's just everything. It's just perfect to me.
Yeah, it's so good. There's no way this doesn't go and GOAT. Obviously, being basically the first big Digimon property, it lays the groundwork for every future Digimon series to come. You've got your chosen children. You've got their partner Digimon. That's a thing forever. And when you're missing partner Digimon, you'll see the quality go down, right? Spoiler alert for
get
later.
To that one eventually.
We will.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I love so much about Adventure, and you said it pretty well, is how well and how maturely it tackles topics. Like we learn one of the kids is adopted, and they challenge. They introduce problems that are children's problems in a mature and respectful light, and I really enjoy that. Like one of the kids is adopted. One of the kids lives with the mom while the other lives with the dad, so they don't get to see each other that much. There's a lot of really cool things in here.
A lot of undertones of real life stuff that happens.
I think Digimon is the best when it mixes the real world with the digital world, and about halfway through, it really starts meshing that, and it really starts coming into its own, I think.
Yeah, agree. That's when.
Go ahead.
I think even before, prior to my Omnimon, but the Edamon section is when things start getting all right, this is getting real. This is getting to the point of this is life or death for them almost.
Right. This isn't just LOL kids at summer camp.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They were going through some stuff there, and the more I guess the deeper no, I can't even say that because when they first Devimon, you were like, how do they beat Devimon?
Right?
You just don't understand, especially if you're going by the very first time you're watching this, you're like, how do they beat this guy, and how does it even happen? And then obviously Angemon, pure goodness was able to defeat Devimon. Great. How do they beat the next big guy? Then you go to these levels and these hoops and stuff like that. You know that the crests are going to be important. All this is happening, but you also can tell that this is getting to the point of life or death for them, because if they don't beat them, they just might never go home or stuff like that. And then it gets even more serious when my Otismon comes through, goes to the real world and destroys Japan or Osaka, I guess, right? It was Osaka?
Odaiba.
They were there? Odaiba, that's what it was. And, and then things escalate even more because the digital world is morphing with the real world and like just yada, yada, yada. And it's just great. It's fantastic. It's just the greatest thing ever.
It's so good. I will say it's not without its flaws. The biggest one, I think, being the animation. You will see the same animation of Mega Flame, of Electroshocker, of every attack over and over again. It sure would be great if they remade Adventure, like maybe in 2020 or something. With some good animation, but there's a lot of good here. It's an all ages wonderful romp for everyone. And enough said. It's just so good.
One more point I'll add to it. I've enjoyed it as a kid, not understanding the adult, like the more mature aspects of it. Yeah. And I've seen it as an adult, and I enjoy even like the adult aspects of things, and besides like the kid things and like cool fire move or something,
Yeah, for sure.
And you just like think about the more human aspect of it.
Right. Like as a kid, you're like, yeah, cool fire move. As an adult, you're like, this is actually a mature story they're telling.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Move on. I know Dan will put this in GOAT, and I will as well. I think this is the best Digimon film, like standalone, and that's our war game, children's war game. The Diaboromon movie, essentially. Holy crap. You're not arguing me, Theory, right?
Talking about real life, life or death
nuclear,
man.
All right, I gotta use my F-bomb. Nuclear fucking missiles, okay?
Exactly.
Insane stakes. Incredible film, so funny,
incredible animation,
great animation. That's something that, man, if Toei has a film, they are not skimping on the animation. Same can be said for this OVA, the Adventure OVA. It looks incredible. Because I mean, generally when you're doing just an OVA, you have a higher budget and you're able to push out more for the animation. And obviously you're not making 50, 60 episodes of something. It's just quick half hour or whatever. But holy crap, this is like the best half hour of my life. It's just so good, man. It's I
think that was like close to like 45. I think it was a little long, isn't it?
You might be right.
Not
you
like
might
long,
be right.
But I'm saying like yeah.
As with all of the Digimon movies, you probably know this if you're a Digimon fan, but they were cut a little bit for the English release. But these two, not that much is cut out, so you're really not missing much.
Agreed. Yep.
So they're still excellent watches in English or Japanese. God, our war game is just incredible. I don't know if I can say anything else about it. It's just that good.
Yeah. This is the first time we see Omnimon in at least America for sure. I don't know if Omnimon was very seen in Japan.
I don't think so. Or if it was just like teasers and stuff.
A picture or something. Yeah. So I don't know. And this is one of like the best like showing of a Digimon, like of Omnimon, and also the villain, because like, man, you see Diaboromon, you see Infamon bodying the Ultimates, and then you see him, kind of putting the hands on Wargrey and Metal Garurumon, and then he goes to Diaboromon and just completely destroyed him. And you see the full version, which again, some parts was cut out in the Digimon movie, but like the part that I'm talking about is like the actual fight of when they're at Wargrey and Metal Garurumon. You could see him just decimating like Wargreymon armor.
It's so cool,
that's
dude.
Part of it they snipped out of it when it comes to the Digimon the movie, the American version.
Yeah.
Is that part of that fight? It's like probably like all of like, I don't know, a minute maybe,
right,
or something like that. That part of the fight. But man, like Wargreymon was getting effed up, and then everything happens. Diaboromon multiplies, becomes Omnimon, and then like it's just God. It's like God just came through and saved the world. Omnimon just omni potential, whatever you call it. Omnipotent, I think that's the technical term. but like he's just so godlike, right? Like he's just so awesome,
so sick, man.
The cape, the armor, the cape, the Guru cannon.
There's so many incredible moments with this film.
It's just so amazing.
It's wild, dude. War Greymon's like Dramon killer. Pokers come off and he just hits him with the fist. You got the transcendent sword or the gray sword where he slashes all the lasers back. And like in a lot of Digimon films, we'll see this.
And the tear that happens when you see them buy it, like Ty and Matt are like going to their Digimon. They're like, but War Greymon, we gotta win. And they're like all so sad and like, oh, it hurts a little because you're like, oh my god, they're dying.
So there's you'll see this a lot as we go through Digimon movies, especially, is that movies like to introduce a new form or something for an existing Digimon. We'll see that very soon. But this film, we get Omnimon for so long. Like there's a decent amount of
good
Omnimon.
5-10 minutes.
Right. When most of the time it's like you get a 20-second like stab, super move, and then it's over before it begins. But Omnimon sticks around for a while and he makes quite a presence.
He made such an impression for any kid that was at least like America wise when that movie came out. Like he left an impression on them for like generations to come, future generations. Like their age is like when you talk to a lot of our age group, Digimon fans, if you say what's your favorite Digimon, Omnimon is a lot of times a answer because of that movie.
And if it's not Omnimon, it's War Greymon or Melga probably, because they're what became Omnimon. If you say Digimon to someone who knows anything about Digimon, like just a little bit about Digimon, they're either going to say how great the soundtrack was in the Digimon movie or how cool Omnimon is. Like,
exactly.
Like everybody saw this. This was on, like, I think this was on TV. I know Dan has the VHS. I had the VHS. It was everywhere. It's just incredible film. But let's move on to Digimon Adventure 02. I think me and Dan have differing opinions on this one, but I'll let you start, Dan.
I can't say GOAT.
It's not the GOAT.
But I want to say GOAT. I gotta say great. I think I still have. For me, 1 and 2 is always like the great nostalgia. 01 is still always going to be top for me. I think 02 is still in a good spot for me. I know, like, if you look at it in spectrum, like, the plot holes are a little bit different. Not plot holes, but like, the story elements is not as good, I guess you could say, as 01 maybe for a lot of people. I think it's really cool to introduce the armor evolutions, which I think was phenomenal. I was still mad that Agumon couldn't digivolve, but that's neither here nor there. Greymon not being able to go to Metal Greymon blew my mind, but whatever. Because like you see it happening, and then like now you can't. It's like, why? Will you tell me War Greymon can't happen and just save the day? But whatever. Armor evolution is really cool. DNA was really cool, and then it got to the point where it became the Davis Kent show, and that was it. So I know for a lot of people that they wasn't a fan of that part. Yeah,
02 for me, if this was my tier list, it would be probably in the mid tier, and I have a ton of nostalgia for this as well. I really do like 02. I do think armor evolutions are very cool. However, the disjointed story elements are really bad. Most people probably know this already, but 02 had a number of lead directors, and they could never agree on which direction they wanted to take the story. And that's why we get the Dark Ocean storyline for one episode that's dropped completely. We get Creepymon becoming the main villain for one episode that's dropped completely. And then finally we settle on Yukio by the end. We get basically so like Ken, right? Ken kicks the puppy. Okay, everybody knows about the puppy kick, and we're like, oh no, it's okay because he was evil from this dark spore. And then at the end, we're like, oh no, actually, he could have overcame that anyway, so it's fine. Like, he's just a puppy kicker. Like, it's pulled in so many different directions, and I think the overall plot really struggles for it. However, Armor Digivolution, really great. There's a couple really great character moments. I think Ken is the most interesting character in this whole show.
He has the most character development because of where he starts, and by the time how he ends, I would say he has the most character development. Definitely,
you get the tight fight between TK and Ken.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite moment of Zero too. That's so good. Ultimately, I hold a lot of nostalgia for it, and that's why I can put it in great tier and be fine with it. But realistically, it's one of my lesser favorite Digimon.
I think my issue is also when it comes to the show is that TK and Kari were already Digidestins. Why are they kind of like not the main focal points? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're pushed to the sideline so often, even though they have like major plot point events happen, like the TK moment we just talked about, Kari in the Dark Ocean.
Yep.
She's getting contacted by homeostasis, but like she gets pushed to the sideline for, no offense, I think Davis is super boring.
He's like super generic.
I'm the
he's
leader.
Like kind of like
I hope Kari loves me one
version. He's a worse version of Tai, and that's what makes it. That's what, to me, in my opinion, that's what makes him worse. Is that like it was like he was trying to be Tai so badly, but couldn't be Tai.
Exactly, and we'll see this again in another series later. That I don't like the main character very much for that same exact reason.
Yeah, and so again, let me bring to the point. Like TK and Kari went through hell in the first season as kids. To me, that should have made them maybe not have like their main Digimon be like the main Digimon or whatever. But they should have been at least the leader of the group, and they never felt like the leaders of the group when they were fighting for the leadership spot, kind of TK and Davis. And then it was kind of like just somehow Davis was the one that became the leader, regardless.
He got the goggles
just because he has the goggles, just because he has the Vmon, like the main, rookie Digimon and stuff like that. Diaboromon, awesome Digimon,
super
love
cool,
seeing
especially fighter mode,
super cool. Downside again, they did the same thing they did in like 01. Not everybody got the megas, which is always so disappointing for me, at least, when you know for a fact that they have megas and you don't see them. I was a kid that knew all about their megas and stuff, and I was like, where are they? Why are they not here? Because I don't know if I don't think you had these as a kid, because we talked about it. Did you ever get the figurines, the little figures? They came with like 6 of them.
No, I never had the figurines, but I definitely had a D2. I remember. Quick aside. Me and my friends, we would, me and my cousin, we would take the D2s and we would hold them up to the computer with Windows Media Player playing while we had the Digivolution music to see if we could go inside the TV. Or inside the computer to get to the digital world, which was really cool. I did love how they jumped back and forth. Sorry, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. So you go about the figures and the megas.
I was saying, so like, if anyone knows, those figures, they will come like 6 in a pack, but they also came a list of Digimon. It was like a whole like a fold up sheet. You unfold and like it was like 100 to like 1 to 150, like front and back, on like Digimon that are like around, and like each one had like a different thing. And I remember seeing like Valkyremon. I'm like, this seems like it's the evolution of Silphymon. Like, why is this not a thing? And everybody could guess what Shakumon's Evo is, but they always show like Vikemon, and they always showed either Slash Andromon or whatever. So I was like, he has one, I guess. Why can't we not see it? So that was always funny to me, that like about that part.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing that O2 really irks me about O2 is that we have a couple of really cool character designs in Cody and Yoli, and they're just they get like maybe 1 to 2 episodes to shine. When you compare it to like the original adventure, like a lot of those characters had entire arcs, and it feels like we never really learned that much about Cody and Yoli, and it's kind of a bummer. And Davis doesn't really get an arc because his arc is tied to Ken's arc.
The whole show?
Yeah. Like, that's true. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. O2 is just okay for me. I still have a lot of nostalgia for it, but.
And it also feels like Cody and one more thing about Cody and Yoli, it feels like they were just there to help TK and Kari character improve, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and get their DNAs off of it. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. O2 is just okay for me. What I do love about O2 though is the next film, Hurricane Touchdown, Golden Digimentals. This movie slaps, man. This is a GOAT movie for me. What about you?
I can leave it in GOAT. I would put it in great too. I would put it in great for me personally.
I'll put it at the top.
I can see the GOAT side. I can see on the GOAT side for sure. I just it was cool.
Dan's like, no Imperial Dramon, I'm out. Because this was like the armor movie. We got Golden Rapidmon. I can't believe you would put Willis in great, Dan. I can't believe you would do that to my boy Willis.
Yo, the best Terriermon tamer. You're right, my fault. That boy is a GOAT. Willis is the GOAT. I can't lie about that.
Willis is an incredible character and somehow is a better character than Yoli and Cody. Like, we only spend two OVAs with Willis, but man, he is awesome. He's got swagger. Impact,
I feel like
he's got swagger. He's got character. He's funny. He's strong. Like he's the best protagonist. And this is honestly the movie. This is where I like Davis the most. I think he has a really cool dynamic with Willis, because Willis seems like the no-brainer. This is kind of a leader mentality character. I don't know. I think that the two of them play off of each other very well. If Willis was in O2 as a main character, it may have been a lot better.
I think he might be the actual leader. Yeah,
right.
I'll be honest. Yeah, because it felt like David was like, oh damn, like this is what kind of like a leader is. Kind of like that's, he doesn't like outwardly say that, but that's kind of like the reaction sometimes he gives. Like, oh okay, I guess, yeah, sure, I guess I'll follow you now.
Yeah, so Hurricane Touchdown, Golden Digimentals. I think it's a really good film. Also,
timeline-wise, this is a weird film.
It's a mid-quill, I think.
Because this is like, yeah, exactly. It's not before or after O2. It's like legit smack in the middle.
It's just after. I think it takes place right after they defeat Digimon Emperor.
Digimon Emperor, correct. Yep. So it's a very weird timeline spot. It's like they took a random trip out of nowhere and go to, America, yada, yada, yada. Things happen, blah, blah, blah. Cool thing is we see Magnemon and Rapidmon, the gold versions.
Yeah, together in a really cool fight against Cherubimon Vice. Really cool.
Because this is the buy or sell version. Those fights are way longer and way cooler, honestly.
This film suffers so much in the Digimon movie because it got cut almost 30 or 40 minutes, I think, out of Digimon the movie. Mm-hmm. So if you've never seen this film all the way through, go watch the Japanese. It's really good. It's rushed in Digimon the movie, but the full thing is really solid, really good film.
I agree, yeah.
Next one, I don't know if you've seen this one. Maybe you have. This is, what is this called? Digimon Adventure 3D Digimon Grand Prix. Have you seen this? It was a Toei.
I don't think so.
It was one of those Toei Film Festival animations. They were experimenting with 3D, blah, blah, blah. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. This goes in less than mid for me. It's just a fun little romp. The Digimon are having a race. It's kind of like
I figured
it's like the GBA game, kind of, but it's got some goofy gags. The 3D animation is choppy because it's early 2000s 3D. Like, it's just okay. I'll put it in less than mid. I don't know if anything here is going to go in bad, potentially, but it's just fine. It's not worth your time.
We got one that's at least bad. I think there's at least one that's just bad.
All right, we'll get there. Digimon the movie, the English version, the one with Smash Mouth and
top of the goat
and freaking bare naked ladies and
yes.
Oh man, this is good.
This is GOAT. This is the combination of all three of the short films that we spoke about in the English version when they decided to bring them over. And again, the one downside of it is they did chop up the third movie a lot to fit it in. They tried to make it all in a all together arcing movie in a weird way. And so obviously the first film doesn't matter. Kind of you see how they become Digidestined, but they made Our War Game and then Hurricane Touchdown try to combine with the fact that Willis was the reason why Diaboromon became a thing,
right?
And that the Diaboromon virus, after they defeated him, took over Kokomon, which is Lopmon, and then made him evil.
Right.
So that's kind of like what the Digimon the movie did, and then they kind of like, not kind of, I would say they really butchered, quote unquote, Hurricane Touchdown to fit the theme of everything.
For sure.
And with all that being said, I don't care what anyone says. This movie's still the goat.
It's still really good. Like I said, the jokes were perfect in this film.
Yes.
Honestly, the dub in general is really good in Adventure and O2.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Like pretty solid. But the jokes are really good. The music is like a perfect time capsule of like early 2000s. You got a ton of ska and like really just good tunes. This is so heavy nostalgia bait for me, and I'm fine with it.
I mean, okay, I don't care what anyone says. This movie will forever be a go to me.
I told Dan when I made this tier list, he's like, "Did you put Digimon the movie on it?" I'm like, "Do we need to?" Because like we were talking about all the films individually, and he's like, "Yes, put it on." I was like, "All right, fine, whatever. It's great. We love it." Moving on. We already talked about all the films. You just need to know that it's essentially a lesser version of the three because they're cut down a little bit. Especially Hurricane Touchdown. That's the one that you're really missing out on if you've never seen it before. Digimon Adventure. What's the full title of this one? Just Adventure 02 Revenge of Diaboromon. This is the sequel to War Game. Oh my god.
I think this is go. This is so crazy, this movie.
It's really good.
This is the sequel to Our War Game. But basically what happens is, I think it's like a remnant of Diaboromon. Is that what it is? Is like a piece of him comes back?
I forget. A bunch of data comes out as Kuramons, the little blobby guys.
Yeah, exactly. The Karamon. And eventually they become Diaboromon, and he was like, nah, we need to become stronger. And then they become Armageddonmon. And this is the first time we see Armageddonmon. And Armageddonmon wrecks Omnimon. Destroys him completely. He F's up fighter mode because this is after O2 now. So the O2 kids are in there. Armageddonmon beats up fighter mode as well. And then fighter mode, Omnimon decides to give his data to fighter mode to help beat him. And this is the very first time we see in film Imperial Digimon Paladin mode. And he was just
damn, it's so sick. It's so sick.
Awesome.
It sucks that this is the first film
it's a 20
that we're gonna see.
A minute.
Yep, you're gonna see him get a stab.
But it was epic.
You're gonna see the coolest thing.
He legit just does that.
Yep, you're gonna see the coolest thing, and then it's over.
He stabs him in the head, and that's the rest of the movie basically. Movie is amazing.
The animation is incredible in this film too.
Fantastic.
Really good. I remember I think I was editing a DigiKnow at one point, and I took a clip from this film, and I'm like, man, this is still so good looking. Yeah. It's so sick. This film is really good. Paladin mode moment is awesome. It's so crazy. I didn't see this as a kid, unfortunately, but could you seeing this as a kid, could you imagine seeing your boy Omnimon get bodied like that?
Oh, I did watch as a kid. You must.
The
first time they showed it
probably cried.
Was on. Yeah, they showed the first time they showed it was actually on TV on was it Fox Kids or Jetix? It was one of those two. I don't remember because Fox Kids used to be originally on for Digimon. Digimon used to be on Fox Kids, and then eventually it went to Jetix. So I don't remember the time frame of when they that happened. But I remember seeing it. I was like, "This is effing amazing! I can't believe Omnimon just got bodied."
Yeah, that film's really good. Its pacing is a little quick because I think it's shorter than War Game.
It feels like it.
Yeah, but it's still really good. Definitely worth a watch. Definitely goes in GOAT tier. Digimon Tamers, what many would say is the best Digimon franchise or best Digimon anime, pound for pound. Where do you put it, Dan?
this is the hater in me that's coming out.
Uh-oh.
Isn't great because it can't be ghost status with the others.
Man, that low.
Realistically, it's realistically like non-favoritism enemy. It should be in GOAT because realistically, it's probably the best story of all of Digimon animes. The best.
Since we have such a small cast of characters, we're able to spend a lot of time with each of them and develop them all really well. And the characters are all really likable, even when Rika is kind of a
unlikable.
Yeah, she really comes around and becomes a really great character. I know he ain't no Willis, but I'm a big Henry fan. Henry is great, and so is his Terriermon. They have an incredible dynamic, the two of them. And of course, there's Takato. He's kind of just Takato, but that moment when he goes Megadramon, that's
great
pretty
moment.
Insane.
I think honestly, Takato's whatever to me. Like as a main character, I don't think he doesn't do enough.
He's very everyman in this. Like whereas the previous Digimons were like, these are the main characters. This is the leader of the group. Whereas Takato feels more like an everyman character that kind of bounces off of everyone. He's not really the guy that gets everybody together to do things.
Yeah.
So like
I would agree. Cause like if you really thinking about it, it was almost like Rico was more of like the leader.
It's like he's the main character, but not the protagonist.
Yeah,
like
exactly. It felt like Rico was early on, at least. Was definitely the leader of the group, and then Henry was more like level-headed-esque. On like, all right, let's try to think about our plan and like make an action after that. And Takata was like, but I'm a little scared to do this, but I'm gonna do this anyways. But like, whatever, like that's kind of how he was, and I think his character just became okay enough because of Guilmon. Guilmon's character was probably so
the dynamic
good,
between
I think the dynamic of them is what made
Digimon is so good
made
in
it
this,
better.
yeah.
I would say because if that was not a Guilmon and that was like something else, I feel like it wouldn't be as good.
Guilmon's just a big ass puppy. He's just an adorable dumb thing. Yeah, you can't help but love him.
But when he's ready to fight, he squares out though.
Oh, true that, man. True that.
Pretty cool. And like the great thing about Tamers, I would say, like it feels like it's like into the story off rip. Like you're invested. It's like, oh crap, like Digimon are in the real world. But they need to kill them to like gain power or whatever, but also to put them back to the digital world. And then you have like I don't even know what you want to call them, the bad guys at the early on, but like the guy that looks like an older TK, I forget his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he seems like a bad guy, but it turns around by the end.
Yeah, right. It feels like they're like the bad guys, but like they're not because they're just trying to help police everything. And like I think the Devas come through pretty early. And stuff like that, and things get hectic pretty crazy, pretty early.
I looked it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's his name. Yeah. Yep. You could have told me if this was like TK in the future, I would have believed it because I swear to God, he looked like TK.
Kind of does. I can see it. Tamers is good though. It tells a very mature story. Jerry's whole arc is incredible.
Oh, crazy! You would think she's just a regular ass side character, and she becomes like such an important character
plot
throughout the whole story.
Almost like it's crazy.
Yeah, for D Reaper. Yep.
Really good. Crazy like existential horror last few episodes. Like just insane stuff.
Diaboromon popping up and like versus Digimon, and then like Blastmo comes through at the end to be not end, but like comes through and helps them. Realizes he wants to be good.
The director of Tamers is the director of one of my favorite anime of all time, Serial Experiments Lain, and that show is super dark and weird and existential, and you can just see his DNA all over it, especially near the end. It's super cool.
And one more point.
God.
The cool Ryu popping up with Cyberdragon. That's such a crazy plot point that doesn't really get talked about enough.
Yeah, because he's kind of like
real Digimon fans
he's inconsequential to like the plot, really.
Yeah.
But it's really cool when you know the backstory and the lore and how he was tossed through dimensions, basically.
The overarching of like Digimon, like because those games, the Wonder Swan games, are actually very important to the stories of 0102. And then him popping up in Tamers.
Which is funny because he shows up in Tamers, but he's the least inconsequential for the plot of Tamers. Which is funny.
Yeah.
Whereas in 01 and 02, it's basically the whole point. It's crazy. But that's neither here nor there. If you want to hear more about the games, go watch our games tier list. We did that as well.
Tier list, yeah. That's what I'll say that. Yep. About plugging the tier list.
Heck yeah, man. Go watch that. Let's go to the Tamers movies. The first one here is Battle of Adventurers. This was also a mid-quill, kind of like Hurricane Touchdown was.
It was.
And I think this one is just mid.
I agree. I 100% agree.
There's not a lot going on in this. It's kind of forgettable. This one introduces the Diaboromon tamer chick. And the whole plot is about her, and we don't really have enough time with her to really care too much about her. Like this movie is almost like torture porn for her. Everything bad that can happen to her happens to her. Like she loses her dog, she loses her parents, she loses her Digimon. Like it's just like,
hey, this sounds like a very similar story that we're going to get to eventually.
Right, exactly. But overall, there's not a lot going on here. We do meet Better Chikado, his cousin. He's super cool. He tries to fight Digimon with a spear. Like, great kid. But other than that, besides looking very pretty and having some really cool, like, really chill summer shots, like when they're just chilling in the summer and nothing's like going on.
That's
really cool animation
for you card game players. Those I think it's the BT17 cards that they have the beach they like the altar clothes.
Right. So just okay. That film's fine. I think saying mid has such like a negative connotation, but I'd say this is just okay.
It's not like
let's do this.
The worst, but it's not the best. That's why I say it is mid though.
We're gonna say okay, and we'll call this mid. All right, that sounds fair. It's just okay. Now, Runaway Locomon, on the other hand, is great, I think. Do you remember this one? This is
I did watch it. It's been a while though.
So this one's really cool. It centers around Rika and her dad as the main plot device, who we never knew about really in Tamers. We just knew he wasn't around. And her birthday, and then something bad happens, and Locomon comes out of nowhere. This introduces Parisimon. I think this is pound for pound an excellent film. It opens with Growlmon trying to stop a speeding train and ends with Crimson Mode. Like, what's not to love, realistically? It's a really cool film. It is action after action after action with some good character development for Rika. I think this is a really good film. Very solid. I don't think it gets GOAT status, but it's definitely great.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't have much to add to that one.
Yeah, like it's solid. It goes fast. Like I said, Growlmon stops a train and Crimson Mode at the end. Sign me up. Frontier, Dan. What do you think about Digimon Frontier?
Oh man, just bad.
That bad, huh?
No. All right. Before you Frontier people, try to eat me alive in the comment section. It's not just bad. I would say it's probably more either mid or okay-ish. I think it has some good points in it. I think it has some cool ideas. Like I think the hybrid idea, like as I got older, it's cool. But at the same time, I'm a Digimon purist, as I guess you could say, in the sense of tamer and partner. I think that's such a crucial element that's missing in Frontiers. And I don't think Bokomon and Nemon fill that plot hole enough.
No, they're more like they're more like comic relief than partners.
Exactly. So like, man, it's missing that so badly in my opinion. Because what the tamer, the partner aspect does, it also shows the growth of both the Digimon and the Tamer, usually. And so you always see this progressiveness in their characters, and that's something I always love to see. Example, obviously, like, you know, in 01, let's go with, besides the obvious, right? Let's go Joe Gomon. Joe did not like Gomon. He didn't know what it was. He didn't care about Gomon. He was scared of Gomon, unto the point of Joe and Gomon are like best friends, right? Right. He very bitchish in the beginning, right? They become, you know, best friends. They go through the stuff they go through together, and they become, you know, really good friends. Or Palmon and Mimi, right? Remember, Mimi was like all about being a queen, and then, you know, Palmon was kind of like the reason why.
Right. It gives the characters dynamics to bounce off of. And a lot of the time, the partner Digimon is like a foil to the character, right? Matt is so headstrong and pushes forward, while Gabumon is chill and tries to think through things. Yes. Like, obvious example, but like, it's just so perfect. And we just talked about how Tamers does this perfectly. This one decided to not do it at all, and it really struggles because of it. The only character development the character development you get is
Takuya?
they get a new form.
Takuya and Koji.
Yeah, and
it's legit, like, and
because at the end the Megas, they have to use the spirits from the other kids anyway. So it's like those kids aren't even really there. Right. They're just sitting there hoping Takuya and Koji can do it.
So that's the even worse part. Like, we made our grice about like 01 and 02 being you know, the Ty and Mash show, or, you know, 02 the Davis and Ken show. This is really Takuya and Koji, and that's it.
Especially by the end.
It really, by like midway, because I think they get Emperor Grey and Magna Guru, and against Cherubimon.
Yeah, you're right.
That's about halfway through, I think, almost. And so at that point, the other kids are so useless. They're like, what's even the point of them being there? Just to walk around with them?
Right.
Hey, I got friends to walk with. You know, like, it's really that bad in it.
It really kind of is.
There's some cool aspects of it, I guess. You know, we see like these new Digimon, which are pretty cool. The hybrids and stuff, really cool. Emperor Greymon and Magna Guruma are pretty cool themselves. Cherubimon Vice is always great to see, in my opinion. Lord Nightmon and Didasmon embodying them for like 10 episodes straight.
We always clown on that. Whenever Dan and I talk about this, we're always talking about.
It's legit a meme at this point.
Like,
of Lord Nightmon and Dinas are legit buying them for 10 episodes, just in different areas. That's legit what happens.
It's so rough to watch.
And Lucimon's cool.
Lucimon is cool.
And Lucimon's pretty cool too.
Yo, Lucimon hits like the upside down drop on
Tombstone. The power driver. Yeah. Yeah, crazy
work. This is also one thing I will say that's really cool about Frontier. This is the worst state we ever see the digital world in. It is literally almost gone by the end.
That's
like
true,
it's just the train tracks, pretty much. Like they have to go to the moon. Like, it's a little absurd now that I'm saying it like out loud, but it really is. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Probably the best thing about it is the soundtrack is pretty cool. Like, the opening is like, I didn't like the opening in the very beginning because, again, Digimon purists, Digimon blah blah, you know, Digimon the champions, and then they changed to that, and I remember being like, what is this? Ew. But then I'm just like, damn, this is kind of a banger.
Wait a second.
You know what I'm saying?
So quick aside for me, everything up to this point I watched dubbed, and now everything after this point I watched subbed. So I watched Frontier subbed, so I never got Digimon. Okay. But I mean, I obviously have seen and heard it because it's fun and funny, and I think they actually play it in the movie, which we'll talk about soon. But Frontier is just kind of mid. The characters don't have enough development. You lose the partner stuff. We talked about it. I'll keep it in mid, I think. However, I think the movie's pretty good. This one's called The Island of Misfit Toys. I mean, The Island of Lost Digimon. I think this is pretty good. I don't know, maybe bottom of great. Do you remember this one? This is the one where we introduce.
I saw it once.
Ancient Greymon and Ancient Guru.
Ancient Greymon and Ancient Guru, right?
We also get Ornismon and Murmukusmon.
Yep, Murmukus. Yep.
there's a twist in this film that I did not see coming at all. And when it happened, I was like, that's really freaking cool. And so I got to put it at the bottom of great, honestly. I wouldn't be mad if you put it at the top of okay. But the twist really got me. And then the reason for that twist like really made sense and was really cool. You don't really... The characters that are introduced in this movie get a lot of development, which is funny because the human characters we've been following this whole time are kind of whatever.
I forget which one is like, I think we passed already, but which one was the one with Mephistomon is in?
That was the Battle Adventurers. That's the one with Diaboromon and the girl.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I just remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continue. But
that's pretty much all I have to say. I think this one's really good. If you don't know what happens in it, I think it's a fun watch. There's a really cool twist, I think. The idea of... So like in Frontier, they talk about this all the time, how there's the beast spirits and the human spirits and how they're always at war. And you get to really see this in this film. And I think it's really cool. I like it a lot. Yeah. I'm going to put it at great. Let's talk about the 3D one. This is notably the only Digimon film without a single human character. This is Digital Monster X Evolution. What do you think of Digital Monster X Evolution, Dan?
Man, this is a hard one for me. I don't think it's GOAT.
No, definitely not.
But I don't know. I don't think it's mid. And it's not bad. It's somewhere between great and okay, because I think for the time it was like so awesome to see a movie in like PS2 graphics, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And again, another thing about it, like you mentioned before, no human element. So it's really cool to see like Digimon in a more wild. It's a wild like experience, right? In a sense of like not, I was gonna say feral, but like more in the elements, right? In comparison to like, you know, the humans are involved, whatever. You're basically watching Diaboromon, the adventures of Diaboromon, basically. That's what it is. And
here's the thing, though. You get to see, even though you are kind of following Diaboromon around the whole time, you get to see this from the perspective of the Royal Knights, because this is... I was going to put this in okay, and then as you're talking about it, as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's got to be great because it sets into motion the X program thing, which becomes such a huge part in Digimon lore. It's got the really cool, you get to see all the Royal Knights and how they react to Yggdrasil's basically ordered to destroy the digital world and make a new one. It's so cool, man. There's a lot of neat things going on in this film. It's a little hard to watch nowadays. It's hard to go back to. There's a nice 4K rip you can find of it.
I was about to say, someone found like a 4K one and it doesn't look bad at all, which is kind of crazy.
They upscaled it, yeah. And that's the thing with 3D animation in games, anime, whatever. If you can find like a way to upscale it, it usually looks pretty good. It's just the animations are a little clunky because they were still kind of figuring it out, but it's a neat film. It has a pretty good...
And the cool thing about this Diaboromon was like, he was like the secret Alphamon the whole time.
Right.
That, you know, Alphamon is always the one that sets balance usually to depending on who's in the wrong. Let's put it like that. And this time is Omnimon in the wrong because he decides to follow Yigi's orders. It's very funny because in like Digimon lore, Omnimon is full on send either full for Yigi or against Yigi. Yep. It's never no in between, and it's always great. It's always great. Omnimon.
The Gallantmon in this film
goes to Omni,
has an awesome character.
He also goes Omni X2 in this, right?
I think so. Yeah. Gallantmon has an awesome character arc in this because at first he's all with Yggdrasil, and then he like turns around by the end, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I guess Alexa wanted to chime in too. But this film's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in it. I'll put it in great, I guess, but I could see you putting it in okay as well. This for me is my favorite Digimon anime. Savers or Data Squad. I love this. I think it's really cool. I would put it in GOAT. However, I will listen to your opinion and drop it as low as great if we must. But I think Savers is really cool. I think it doesn't do anything groundbreaking in terms of the story, like plot wise. However, I think all the characters are really good. It tells a kind of mature story because our characters are all a little bit older. They're not kids.
They are, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. They have essentially a Digimon themed job that they all do. We get a lot of character development that's really cool. The villain is really memorable, and his motive is literally Digimon genocide, which is insane. My favorite character, Ikuto, or Keenan, if you watch the English, has such an incredible story arc, and there's so many excellent moments with him. I love Savers. What do you think? You think it's GOAT or great?
Man.
I won't let you put it lower than great.
No, I'm not. I wasn't saying anything worse than great. I think it's like top of great. I just like, I don't know if you could put it in Ghost as just because of Tamers and 01 for me.
Sure,
but,
I get it.
I think it's definitely great. Marcus Punch, that's it. That's what I think of Saber. That's the number one thing I think of is Marcus. Hands are ready to eat for everyone. He's ready to square up with anyone, with any Digimon, period. It doesn't matter if you're a god. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie Digimon. He is ready to fight and square up. My original take on Sabers was not that I necessarily hated it, but I hated what they did to Agumon. I hated
the nostrils.
His nostrils,
man.
Oh, it kills me. Every time I see it, it kills me. I hated the new line. I hated like the Brawly Greymon and Geo Greymon. That's what I used to think of him. I hated the knockoff Metal Greymon with Rise. Oh, I guess we'll make him cool by giving him a shotgun arm.
Hell yeah, Trident Revolver, baby.
Exactly. And Shy Greymon was cool, but over time I've gotten okay with Agumon being that version, and I think the Agumon does a great job, just like Ty's Agumon, of being Marcus's partner, and he is perfect for Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus is definitely super leader in this one. Very clearly the leader, and Agumon is his support all the way, and it's really good. I love that we get that this version's blue guy is kind of like a cooler version of Matt, essentially. Like
Mirage,
Thomas or Toma. I think he's really great. I think he's a really cool character who has a couple really cool plot things. Same thing with Yoshino. She's really cool too. I think all of the characters in this are really, really good. I really like Savers.
I agree. Yeah.
And man, I almost just want to kind of watch it again now. I love Savers. Let's
Belphemon being one of the main villains is pretty cool too.
Belphemon's an awesome villain, combined with the human who is just, it's rare. Like in Digimon, there are obvious villains and they're obviously the bad guy. It's rare to hate a villain as much as you hate Kurata. There is not a likable thing about Kurata. It's crazy like how good they made him to be that bad. Especially because he kind of throws you, like, he's the bad guy right away, but he's like working with them a little for a while. It's good. I really like Savers or Data Squad. This is another Toei Film Festival one. This is Savers themed. Did you see this one? This was called...
No, I didn't see that.
This is called Data Squad 3D, or Savers 3D, The Digital World in Imminent Danger. This was just another 3D thing. It goes in mid or just bad. It's whatever. It doesn't matter and doesn't do anything interesting. It's just another 3D showcase for them. It looks better than the previous one, so there's that, I guess. I guess we're going to do that. This one though is kind of cool. I don't think it's great. Ultimate Power Activate Burst Mode. What do you think about Ultimate Power Activate Burst Mode? This is the Argomon movie. Do you remember this one?
Yeah. I've only seen it once as well. But,
same.
My only memory is that it's okay.
I like it, but it is just okay. It's got some really great animation, and it's cool to see Argomon has won at the start of the film. Like we're missing Marcus, we're missing Thomas, we're missing Yoshino, and the Digimon have to work together with this new human that comes out of nowhere, Rhythm, and work to defeat Argomon, get Marcus back, and then of course it ends with the Shine Gray Burst mode. as the title entails.
And she was like, whatever though, like they could have did something different. It would have been.
She has a love arc with Agumon because she's technically a Digimon. It's very strange. I could see it going bottom of great because there are some really great animation sequences. The bar scene where Lalamon and Gaomon fight all the Goblimon is an incredibly animated piece of animation. Really cool fight. But the film itself is kind of lacking. There's not much going on here. Save Marcus, go burst mode, beat Agumon. That's the game.
Yeah. Basically, yep.
Fusion / Cross Wars. I almost wanted to split this up because Hunters is so different, but this includes Hunters. What do you think about Cross Wars?
Ooh, because I feel like Hunters is like separate.
I think so too, but it's considered just the 3rd season of Cross Wars. So
I know. So Hunters included, I would have to say, man, it's mid or okay. I'm not a fan of season 1 at all.
Season 1's not very good.
Season 2, I think it got better. And then Hunters was like kind of cool, but kind of weird. It has the best moment, one of the best moments in all Digimon history, though, when all pro tags come through. And then you see Marcus come through and punch 3 Venomaiosmons into each other. A golden moment.
Marcus flies in on Agumon burst mode, decks a Venomaiosmon.
Ty's watching is like, yo, Agu, what the is this? He's like,
that Agumon can fly? And Ty goes, don't worry about it, buddy.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
He's just like, all right, I guess that's a thing.
It's so sick, that moment. But other than that,
even that shows how mid Frontier is, because this man only went to Omnimon.
True.
Couldn't even go into Emperor because he was by himself.
Rude. Yeah, Cross Wars has some problems. I heard the dub is very bad. I've not watched the dub.
Oh, man, that's what I watched.
I've only ever seen the sub, which is a lot better. We don't got Mikey, we got Taiki. And the other characters feel very inconsequential, like Akari and Zenjiro. I forget what their English names are, Jeremy and something. They're so inconsequential. It's really just the Taiki show. Shoutmon's pretty cool. I like Shoutmon. And I like the sort of Megazord thing they were going for with this as the unique mechanic.
Right.
But the story kind of falls flat. The season 2 is by far the best when you get the 7 Death Generals they have to fight. They each have a really unique story and is how they became Death Generals, and some of them end up becoming allies. It's really cool. I really like season 2. And then when we get to Hunters,
this is probably one of like fan servicey shows I've ever seen, and when it comes to Digimon, because man, they made the female characters very extra for no reason.
Sure.
Like they bounced for no reason. Just like every move, and they were like bouncing. I'm just like,
these are children. Right, I guess knock it off.
I guess this is where we're going with this show. You know, Lilithmon and Bastimon specifically, like they were just
true. I forgot about how bad the Bastimon episodes are.
Yeah. I think it was a cool thing about it. We get Balmon, so we get a evolution line for Biozamon, and then you get the weird, like not weird, but Biozamon looking.
I will say that the 2010 redesigns of the Digimon are really cool in this. I like 2010 Biozamon. I like 2010 Metal Greymon and regular Greymon. I think they're pretty cool. They're different, but I think they're cool. Kiri has a cool character. In short, read the manga. The manga's better, and it doesn't have Tageru, who I think is the worst protagonist in all of Digimon history. I just think he's really boring, and his whole plot line is, I hope I'm better than Taiki one day, and I'm gonna keep trying to be better than Taiki one day, and then one day he becomes better than Taiki because only Arrestor Digimon Superior Mode can get the Brave Snatcher and defeat Quartzmon and blah blah blah. So, it's just fine. It's a cool premise. Like the Digiquartz thing and going to hunt Digimon, but it's just okay.
Yeah, maybe we should put him in just bad or mid.
Here's the thing, though, it's better than these 2 films overall. So,
all right.
It can go at the top of okay. It's fine. Digimon Adventure Try. So I've grouped all 6 films as Try. What do you think of Try, Dan?
Man, this is all over the place. I can't put in just bad.
I don't think.
I can't put it in mid.
Yeah, I think it's better than that.
And here's my issue. I don't know. I can't obviously put it in Go. I would love to put it in Go status because it just brought back Adventure for
Lots of cool moments
when I was during that age group. But I know we can't do that. So it's somewhere between great and okay. And I'm not sure where to put it. And like, if you say okay, like you're
definitely better than Cross Wars.
I understand it. Like I understand why you would put it okay. And now I kind of understand it from like my aspect of why I would put it in great. But like it's somewhere in that we're in between. I think we'd probably put it in okay because realistically, let's without nostalgia glasses on that I have for Adventure. There's so many plot holes in the overarching of Try. It's not even funny. There's so many questions left unanswered. There's so many different things that doesn't make sense. There's so many things that just like, why did this even happen if down the line it doesn't even matter? Like, there's just so many questions that just left unanswered, and we won't ever probably get an answer.
I'm gonna say it. I think Mako is a bad character. I think she's boring. I
know what I was gonna say.
I think she's boring.
She's trash. She's whatever.
All 6 films center around her development, and not all that much develops for her. Like, and she's like the main driving plot device, which feels so cheap considering we have these other Digidestined who we already love and care about so much. Like, Joe has learned nothing during his entire time of being a Digidestined. Like,
regressed for some reason.
It's just. However, on the flip side, there are so many really cool moments. Merciful Mode, the Alphamon fight, Hercules Kabuterimon.
Alphamon. The Alpha. This is the one time you're going to hear me call on this, but the Alpha and Omega fight, like, go
very sick.
Such a go-to moment, because the crazy part, you start off with the film 1 is with this fight happening, and you're like, this is about to be the greatest thing ever. And then Try puts you on this crazy roller coaster of this doesn't make sense.
The first 2 Try films are really good, and they lay a lot of groundwork.
Yeah.
They do a lot of really cool things for the plot and that whole overarching theme. We're going to see this a lot for anything that is like adventure themed. That's not the reboot anyway, is growing up, moving on. Like, that's like the general plot points for a lot of these older adventure characters. And it sets the groundwork, and then they're like, let's just throw a bunch of weird plot things and never resolve them. And it's kind of what happens.
Like, a lot of people have seen it. So like the main plot points is like, how did the O2 kids just get bodied and we don't hear anything ever again about them?
No one decided to check in on Davis.
Jedi.
No one decided to check in with like the Digidestined that you saved the world with once. Like, come on.
Dark Jedi popping up.
Who even is that? We don't know.
Exactly. The Dark Imperialmon, like the virus Imperialmon that pops up for a little bit because of Dark Jedi. But like, why is this even a thing?
That's a cool fight though.
Makomon having a virus for no reason. Like, okay, sure. There's some explanation to it, but it's like, does it really make sense in the overarching of it? What else? The OG Digidestins that we don't fully ever get resolved.
Maki and Daigo,
to me, I thought that was a very important part of the story. And then like it never capitalizes on it.
It sets up so many cool things, and then you never.
And then it doesn't.
All the build up,
and then like there's so many other points. Exactly, and there's so many other things that happens with it. The one thing for me, I love that everybody got their own moment to shine. They got their megas. We saw their megas.
Finally,
besides Wargrave, Metal Guru, her Kabuterimon.
That's my boy.
Did she go Magnadramon or did she go Ophani? I don't remember. It was Ophani.
I think it was Ophani. I forget, dude.
Yeah. I was about to say Sephirothmon.
Seraphi.
Oh my god, Seraphi. There we go. Seraphimon. We see Rosemon. We see Vikemon. So it was really good to see all their Phoenixmon, all their moments of shine and stuff. Love that part. And for me personally, I love like the character growth of Tai, seeing him be more adult and realizing there's consequences to his actions, stuff like that. And then you have Matt that just went complete backwards for no reason.
Even though he had a great growth over Adventure and Adventure 02, all of a sudden he's regressed back to boring ass, and like, dumbass Matt.
Ironic, you know, like we say that, but like when you think about it, it's like maybe it's not that backwards, and maybe it makes sense for Matt because he was so very one way, and Tai made him the complete opposite. Like Tai forced him to become like not Tai-esque, but the thinking of Tai was, and then we're growing up and they're going like this now. And now Tai seeing those consequences happen, and Matt is like, "Yo, f that shit. We got beat this. Like, what we doing?" So maybe it's not that 180 that we think it is, and maybe it actually makes sense when you really think about like their character arcs over it.
Something that this film series does so well, at least in the first couple ones, is showing these kids growing up and growing apart. Because of the distance, because they're going to different schools, they're doing different things. And it's like, it's so sad to see them not be able to get in touch with like Mimi or Joe, or like, it's just like, man, like this really hurts. And it's so real because I'll be honest with you, I don't keep in touch with any of my friends from high school or middle school. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're all out of my life now, and you know, I wish the best for them, but like, it's just so real and visceral, I think, and I think it does it pretty well.
I can't say I keep in touch with some of them.
Well, good for you. You're a better DigiDestin than me, I guess.
It's not many of them, but it's like a core group, small group. But anyways,
yeah, I got one. All right. We'll talk about, this is Digimon Adventure 20th Memorial Story. Did you watch these? There were like 5 of them. They were all like 5 minutes long. I think they were all on YouTube, and they were just stories of the Tri characters. I vaguely
remember them.
I'm gonna put this at the bottom of great because it adds a lot of characterization for the characters in Tri. Because it is them in Tri. I think Sora is incredible. Sora's story, because Sora is always kind of a push to the sideline kind of character. But there's a lot of really good moments. If you haven't seen these and you're a Tri enjoyer, definitely watch them. But I think that's all I'll say about them. I think because there's not much meat to them, but they're good watches, and they help Tri's overarching themes, I think.
Agreed.
Atmon. You never watch Atmon, right?
I have never watched.
I'm putting Atmon in great. You can't stop me because you don't know anything about it. I'll put it at the bottom of great though. Atmon's really cool, man. Atmon does some really neat things. If you don't like Atmon, you're just mad because they're not Digimon. I
do agree that people are like that when it comes to Atmon.
I think Atmon's pretty good. I think Atmon is worth your time. I think the manga's a little better. But you get more time with the characters in the anime, which is still really good. It was really funny. Last big event Dan and I went to, I was like, yo, Dan, listen to this Atmon theme. And he was like, yo, this kind of bumps. But Atmon's really good. I think there's some really cool characters in this show. Astora, the Musimon tamer, has an awesome storyline. Haru's kind of like on the Takato side of things, where he doesn't have much going on overall. But he's kind of a vessel for the other characters to bounce off of. And he has a really good arc near the end with the main villain, who I will not spoil for you if you haven't seen it. If you follow the card game, you're going to have it spoiled for you very soon, I think. But really, I really like Atmon, and I think everybody should give it an honest go, honestly. It's a little long. I think it's a little drawn out. Which is why I like the manga a little better, but we're not rating the manga, we're rating the anime, and I think it's great. Last Evolution Kizuna, Dan. The Manoa movie.
Man, that movie's go status.
Go?
or bottom or great.
Wow, I didn't know you liked Kizuna that much. I love Kizuna. I think it's very good.
I loved it.
I'll put it at the bottom of great. Or top of great, I mean.
I could think about it. I could think about that movie and immediately cry. I could probably cry easier thinking about this than like, I don't know, a death in my family happening or something.
Kizuna is really good.
That ending made me cry so hard. I don't think I ever cried like that ever in my life. All right, I'm exaggerating. I have. I got feelings, people. Anyways, that movie is phenomenal. They took Try, and it's a year or two later, I think it is. I don't remember.
Something like that.
But it adds more to the character growth of the Adventure Kids, right? Ty at this point, I think, is already working for the government for like Digimon, like a Digimon ambassador.
This is kind of setting up the canon ending of 02 stuff, kind of.
Correct.
It does also retcon it a little bit because there's some weird stuff that goes on. But go on.
Yeah. And you find out that Ty and Matt specifically,
This was just about 2 years after the last Try film, by the way.
Right. Okay. It's weird because I don't understand why the others didn't get affected, but it was just Ty and Matt, it seemed like. Because they had stronger bonds or something like that, or they were ready to be on their own, I guess, in comparison to the others. And so they're basically on a clock that their Digimon's going to disappear. That's basically what they find out. They're on a clock, and they need to figure out how to do it. And we get the villain at the end, Eosmon, the Tamers, whatever.
We don't get enough time with Manoa to really like her. However, I think her motivation is really cool.
Probably better. I think she's probably better than Mako, though.
3,000%.
There's a lot of cool moments in the movie, and then obviously the bonds happen. Bond of Courage, Agumon Bond of Courage, and Gabumon Bond of Bravery.
Friendship.
No, not bond. Friendship. Yeah. Happens. Those are some golden moments. That fight was crazy.
Really good. Eosmon's such a cool design too. I know people hate on Eosmon. I think it's just because of the card game. Yeah. But I think Eosmon, all of her line is really cool design.
It is. And then we get the ending of Agumon and Gabumon disappear.
The gut punch ending, man.
Oh my god. That was crazy.
It's so good though. This film is really freaking good. You convinced me to put it up to GOAT. I'll put it at the bottom of GOAT. This movie.
Izzy.
God.
Izzy is once again why Izzy's low key Ty's real best friend.
Izzy is low key the best Digidestined. All right, let's just put it out there.
He's low key always the one that's figuring it out for Ty and doing things. He's the computer geek behind the superhero. You know what I'm saying?
Izzy is the glue that holds the rest of the team together. Really, he is.
He really is.
I love Izzy. Koshiro, if you will. But man, I think Last Evolution Kizuna does right what everything Try did wrong, with the exception of some of the weird canon things, because if you look at the canon, the ending of 02, they all got their Digimon still. Ty's got a business suit and Agumon, and they're going out to be ambassadors. So it's a little weird in that regard, but as its own standalone film, it's really freaking good. I love Kizuna. And I'm glad you do too. I wasn't sure how you felt about Kizuna. I thought you kind of felt the same way you did with Try about it, but I'm glad that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love Try, but I know it's way more issues in general. The craziest thing is we still need to figure out how did they get from the point of Kizuna to the end of 02, because the producers, directors, whatever it was, confirmed the timeline.
Right.
Where they're all in the same timeline. And 02 is the finale of the timeline. So how do we get there is the question. And it's taking way too long for us to get goddamn answers on Adventure.
Well, we'll get there soon. Let's talk about the reboot. Adventure 2020. What do you think of Adventure 2020?
Oh my god, it is so up and down for me. That's the one issue, right? It becomes the Ty show at the end. It's somewhere between great and okay, I think.
I think it's better than Atmon. I think it's better than a lot of these.
Yeah, no, that's true. So here's my thing. Like, I know it becomes a tie show. Yes. I think from the very beginning to the point of it becoming the tie show, I think they do a better job in character development in the other characters than they do in like the original. For example, like Joe. I think Joe's huge character development.
Joe and Sora are incredibly improved in this compared to their adventure.
Look, I keep making this Joe. Joe becomes the Pirate King before Luffy does in One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man becomes the GO in this. Like, he really feels like the reliable one. He really feels like he's, he knows he's not the leader, but he knows he can be a leader. And that's what's good about
reliability.
it.
That's his crest. And I think he portrays it really well in this.
And everybody gets portrayed really well. Another cool thing is we get Omnimon off rip,
which is like, so weird to me. So weird that we get Omnimon in episode 1.
Literally to beat Argomon, right. And then what is it? Nidhogg. That's what it was too.
Yeah. 2020. If you like adventure, you owe it to yourself to watch the reboot. Because holy cow, the animation is so good. It is so cool,
amazing
to see all of your favorite Digimon from Adventure animated in beautiful animation. There's so many really cool moments, like when Metal Greymon almost becomes Machine Dramon. Like,
oh my god, bodying the Don Devi.
So sick.
Don Devi himself was so crazy. With Neo Devi and Don Devi coming out, that was like a shocker to me. I was like, whoa, so sick. We getting Devimon Omega.
The Z Millenniumon fight is some of the coolest shit I've ever seen. It's so dope. There's so much good stuff in this show.
Like, cool thing they confirm, like, depending on your environment, depending on where you're at, like, your Digimon can digivolve into different forms. Obviously, you mentioned about the Machine Digimon because he was, fighting Don Devi. He went berserk for a bit. But we get to see like Blitz Greymon, Crescarumon. We see Pegasusmon for Patamon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
As a champion, we see both Serafi and
Goldramon, or Goddramon, if you will.
Yeah, same with Godamon. Godamon is a beast in this show.
Yeah, she
Godamon feels like an actual champion level Digimon. She is bodying people. In this.
Dark Knightmon gets his time to shine too, which I love.
Yeah. Yep, you get Ophani plus Magnadramon in the show. It's so cool how they did that. And like for, depending on the situation, super cool. How do you get better than regular Omnimon? You get Ultra S at the end.
Right, and you get an awesome fight with what's essentially evil Omnimon and Abadamon Core. It's super cool, man. There's a lot of good things in 2020, but it also does kind of drop the ball in the last half of it. When it becomes the tie show, none of the characters really matter anymore, it feels like. And like the plot kind of drops off after Z Millenniumon. Like, honestly, I think it could have ended at the Z Millenniumon fight.
After they fought Millenniumon, is like, Millenniumon is supposed to be like the biggest bad in the world. Like, how do you even get worse than that?
Dimension bending.
And it's not really, it just so happens that it's like, oh, a whole bunch of negative energy happened. It's like, oh,
okay, I guess. Sure.
And like, if it really felt like they should have made that as the final and like expanded more like Millenniumon lore or something, and then like make that as the final. But it is what it is when it comes to 2020, unfortunately. After that, it's like they had no idea where they were going, it felt like.
Yeah.
And so that's how it became like the tie show.
Yeah, I agree. So, Dan, I know you are a certified Ghost Game hater. How low would you put Ghost Game?
Man, I think it might just be just bad.
I can't do that to Ghost Game. I like Ghost Game. I'll put these 3D ones in just bad.
That's fine. Okay, that works in. Yeah, it's just,
I like it better than Frontier.
Monster of the Week every week. Damn, you'd like Ghost Game better than Frontier? I would put Frontier over Ghost Game.
I'll do it for you, but the fans know this is at least okay for me. I really like Ghost Game. I think the three human characters are awesome, and I think that their Digimon and their interactions are awesome. And Goramon is the GOAT. Gammamon is the GOAT. Jellymon is the GOAT. I think these are all awesome characters. It's just what comes down to it is that the overarching plot, they're like, we're not going to do an overarching plot with this one. It's going to be Monster of the Week. Okay, fine. But now we're going to set up all of these overarching plot elements. And then by the last like 3 episodes, we got to rush and throw them all together. And it doesn't end satisfactorily at all.
It does not. I don't know. Like even like the characters, the tamers don't feel. I don't know. They're all right. To me, they were like.
I love them. I think Koshiro is kind of bad. I think he's kind of a weird character. Yeah. He's got like the bipolar thing going on, or like a split personality thing that's never really explained very well. And it's like, this is kind of dumb. I think Heroes.
I do think the Digimon are cool though. Like,
for sure.
Gaomon's lines are really cool looking. Obviously, we don't see not Seriousmon.
Proxima.
We don't see Proximon. Like Jellymon, I love Jellymon's line.
She's really cool. She's a great character too.
A cool line.
I think that her and Koshiro play off of each other really well. Or Kiyoshiro, sorry. Same thing with Diaboromon and Ruli. And I really do love. Honestly, Hiro kind of feels like. Hiro and Gamamon's dynamic feels a lot like Takato and Guilmon, where like Gamamon's just like this dumb puppy that you can't help but love, and Hiro's got to take care of him. But it drops the ball on so many things. I really like Ghost Game, but I understand that it's an unfinished story essentially, and we really should just get a good movie for this to wrap everything up. Whether or not that'll happen, I kind of doubt it because I don't think Ghost Game did very well for Digimon, unfortunately. But I love Ghost Game. I would put it in at least okay. I'd put it probably above Cross Wars for me, but it is what it is. Digimon Adventure 02 The Beginning. Dan, what do you think about the beginning of 02 and how Ukomon is actually the coolest thing ever?
Wait. I just backtracked real quick. We have Crossheart over Frontier.
Yeah, we do right now.
That's crazy. I think we gotta put Frontier at least above that. That's how I think. That's how low I think of Cross Wars.
I'm fine with it. We'll put Frontier, Cross Wars, and Ghost Game in mid. But I'm putting Ghost Game above. I'm putting Ghost Game above.
I'm okay with that more better. I'm okay with that. All right, that works perfectly for mine.
Fine.
02 the movie. Man, oh man, the bug-eyed freak of a Digimon, Ukomon. I hate him. The movie is so. The movie to me is so good and bad at the same time. I guess I would just put it in okay.
I think so too.
I can't put it in gray or ghost status. I can't put it in just bad or mid because I think it's better than that. It retcons some story stuff which I don't like making Louis the original Digidestin. That's the reason why Digidestin happens.
I hate that.
Is legitimately one of the most dumbest things I've ever seen. And it's
this is the same.
It was one of those plot points that never needed to happen.
This is the same thing with Try. Let's throw a new character in and make them the plot. Go ahead.
But right there, you kill Try's plot of Maki and the other one being the OG Digidestin. It's like, ain't no way that Louis happens and then that happens simultaneously. It's just no effing way because of where Louis is in the timeline of the story. Right. We decided to get, child abuse in the movie. Great.
Quite a lot of it, actually.
We love dark themes. We love dark themes, and we love that Ukomon kills his parents, basically. We love that Ukomon is just some random ass child like Digimon that's very baby-like and doesn't know better. The
eye thing with Louis made me physically cringe. That shit is tough, man. Like,
yes, geez. That was creepy as all hell. And then like the 02 kids were like, whatever.
The thing is, we get a really cool fight with Diaboromon, but we don't get a new form for anyone, which is very strange.
Yeah.
Like every Digimon movie, except for I think the Savers one, introduced because Burst Mode was in the anime.
Yes,
introduces a new form most of the time.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess a couple of them didn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, but still, it feels weird that we didn't get one. That we just got big Ukomon, big angry Ukomon.
And it's just like the reason why he becomes big Uko and like angry is just like, I don't know. I just think the whole plot point is so weird, but it's not bad though. At the same time, like I like the I don't have any problems with the dark themes of it, but at the same time, it's like Ukomon just kills me, and I just know he's a villain. It's just no way he does all that, and then he's not like villain-esque, and then he like kind of like not that he reports, but it's hinted at he is someone's servant, quote unquote, or something like that it was, and then it gives you the idea he's working for someone.
Yeah, he's the wish-making Digimon. He is the Jirachi of Digimon, if you will. Louis basically wishes that Digimon and people could become friends.
He has a friend,
and so that's why there's able to be Digidestins. And here's the thing. I like Louis, actually. I think he's a cool... I like Louis' character. I actually don't even mind Ukomon's character. I don't like how Bandai, Toei, whoever decided that this should be the main plot for every Digimon thing ever in this continuity.
Correct. Yes. They could have added Louis and Ukomon and not made that a plot point that they were the reason why they became, and I would have been perfectly okay with it. Absolutely. He could have been just a different Digidestined, like that we just never met, that we never knew this was going on. But they decided to be like, nope, Louis is the reason for everything. Ukomon's the reason for everything. And it's like, and then at the end with the Digivices, didn't they like lose their Digivice or something?
I kind of forget this too, man. I've only watched this film once as well.
Same.
Maybe I'm due for a rewatch, because there are some really cool moments in this film that I do enjoy. It's just all the plot.
I hated Armadillomon's voice.
All the plot contrivances.
They massacred my boy.
Listen, they couldn't get that voice actor back. Okay, these are things you just have to accept after. What is this? Hold on. O2 came out in. Hold on, that's the film. 2000 first aired April 2nd, 2000, and then this was 23 years later, Dan. Sometimes after 23 years, the guy who voices Armadillomon isn't coming back.
How dare they not be able to?
But yeah, I think O2's it's a fine movie. It belongs right there in okay, right below Kizuna. I think is fine, or I mean not Kizuna, Try, is fine. Yeah. And then the last Digimon property until we get Beat Break. This is Digimon Adventure Beyond. Did you watch this? This was
goated. I did.
This is really cool.
I don't know if it really is goated, but it's it was awesome to see everybody's back together again. Right, because this is supposedly after the O2 movie,
right? And
somehow Agumon and Gabumon are back. They're on a way for an adventure or something like that. They come through fighting. It was a very awesome. It feels like a love letter to the fans type of thing. That's supposed to be happening, and we're supposed to get more about this eventually, or at least this adventure that they're going on. I'm excited to see where it comes out of this.
Hopefully they run with it, because it was really cool, and I think it was well received by pretty much all Digimon fans. I think they did a really good job with this.
Oh yeah.
I love that we got Cody as well. And it was I don't know. I think Digimon Adventure Beyond was pretty cool. I might watch it again right after this. It's
like a 10-15 minute thing. It was like a little bit of a music video kind of thing. It was awesome.
It was good. I like it a lot. I'll put it at the top of great. And we are running a bit long here, as we do. I talk a lot. I find that every time I'm on a podcast, it's always a long runner. So I'm sorry, fans. If you don't like me, don't watch the episodes I'm in. All right, I'm not in that many of them.
You're fine.
But
you're fine.
Is there any changes you want to make here before we?
I think we made the change.
Okay.
Which was the Frontier one, and I think everything else is pretty good.
Okay. Well, if you listened to the video, you'll know that some of these are a little. Everyone has an opinion, right? So some of them are a little different for me and Dan. Yep. But I think this is a good place to leave the Digimon anime/movie tier list. So with that being said,
yep,
that's all I got for you.
With that being said, yep. Please, if you love this content, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment what y'all think of our listing, our tier list of the animes and movies. We'll love to hear what y'all thoughts on it. I think we're pretty spot on, and like, well, I think the general consensus.
We can call this the definitive tier list, right?
Movies, definitive tier list. Yep, you already know the definitive anime and movie tier list. I think the only one that for a fact that's going to be decisive to me is Frontier, because I actually know a lot of people who actually
there's a lot of big Frontier fans. Yeah,
it's probably going to be the most decisive one, but I think in general we got pretty spot on.
I think so. Ghost Game enjoyers, rise up in the chat. But let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite Digimon thing is. What you agree with, what you disagree with. Talk to us in the comments. We love to talk back. So,
yep. With that being said, we'll catch you on the next one.
All right, everybody, have a great night.
Peace out.